Hi, in this video, I'm going to provide a quick tour and walkthrough of our AIOps studio. This is how the home page will look like. You will see a launcher and first click on the launcher. Rename the tab if you want, and I'm going to say, now the first thing that you want to do is type this command studio and do shift enter. Okay, that's make sure you hold down shift and then press enter. Then it will open up the AOP studio main welcome page, and here you can see the version number as well as links to documentation. You can click on the documentation and it will open up the documentation. You can go through some of the articles and user guides at a later time. So here you can select all the tasks that you want to do in RDA or AOps Studio. So we have few tasks here. I'm going to go through the important ones or common ones. Okay. So first thing that you want to do is manage bot sources. This task allows you to connect AOps Studio to various data sources. Here you can add, you can select a type, and there are various types that we support, various data sources. As you can see here, connect to monitoring tools, connect to cloud sources, connect to AI ML services, databases, message queues, and so on. For example, you can connect to ServiceNow for getting incidents. I'm going to just go to the edit and show you a couple of sources that we have. So let's say we have a AWS marketing dev account, and here you see that you specify the access key, secret key, and the regions that you want to get access to. Same way, if you want to show for the Elasticsearch, right? You have the host name, the URL prefix, username, password, and the tags or indexes that you want access to. And if you want to do an update, and you also can mention the update for an index. You can also do, for example, let me show service now here. You can mention the instance ID or host name, username, password, and the tables that you want to retrieve. And if sometimes you may want to update a table, whether you want to do it in the append mode or update mode, you can specify. Now once you have done this, you may have to restart the kernel. Okay, here is how you can do it. Once you have added some sources, you can check connectivity and it says okay, and then you may have to restart the kernel. After you have restarted, again you can start the studio with the same command. Now I'm going to go through the next common tasks. You can explore data automation bots. We have a lot of bots built in here. So let's say you can say ML. I want to look at ML bots. Here are the ML bots available. Or you can say NLP. We have a lot of NLP bots here. So mostly we have CloudFabrix native bots, but we also have integrations with IBM Watson, some OpenAI integrations also we have available. If you want to look at data management, lot of data management bots are there. Anytime you do this filter, it will tell you how many rows you got and how many columns you are seeing. Okay. Now you can also do exploration of API models for bots. And say, for example, you want to understand how to use a file bot. See this here. Now, if you want to load a file, this is how you would use it. Right? Name of the bot and the parameters. And in AIOps Studio and RDA, we always follow a uniform or a standard format for bots. It's the bot name and parameters. So you have a bot name and you have certain parameters. Some can be mandatory, Some are optional. So here the file name is mandatory for this bot. Same way you can actually explore data sets. Here, let me show some of the data sets. I can select the VROps summary and say get data, right? Here it is showing you that we have 36 VMs, 11 columns, and you can always do some, if you want to just filter on certain columns, right? So here we have guest full name and guest host name. You can also do some uh, description of the metadata itself. Now you see that not all the rows are 100% filled because only the identifier name are completely populated and rest of the data are not fully populated, and it's you can easily identify what are those columns. Okay, it's very important to understand the metadata and the data variants, and this describe function can help you in that. You can also get first 10 rows, last 10 rows. You can export this data set, and it's already exported it, and you can click on it and it will download into your local. You can actually, you can save it, you can make some changes, or you can actually go to this location here, downloads, and then you can download this by saying download into your local computer. You can also do time series. If your data set has some time series data, you can do some time series graphing. You can do pie chart. For example, here I'm going to do pie chart. See that? No, it's similar to group by, but it does in a visualization mode with a chart. You can do group by. Okay, that's how you can explore data sets. You can also add formatting templates. These are the templates that you can use for beautifying or generating text. And here we use Jinja to templating engine in the backend. So the syntax follows a Jinja to template format. And I can say, so let's say this is a HTML template that we are using to generate an incident and send out a email notification in this format. Now, you can also add a new pipeline or edit an existing pipeline. Um, I'm going to add a new pipeline. Okay, a pipeline is like a workflow. I'm going to say RDA demo NLP task. So let us do a very simple pipeline. So I'm going to say here DM empty, which means that we are now starting with an empty line here, and then we are going to use this notation which indicates that now you are starting the next stage in the pipeline. These two dashes and a arrow symbol indicates that now you want to indicate that this is a new stage in the pipeline. Now I'm going to just add a row to this empty data set where we are saying we want the column name to be description, and you have this text in this. So let us save this, and if you execute it, you will see that there is one row, one column in it, right? And which is the description. This is how you can save a pipeline. You can execute the pipeline. Now let's say if you want to add another stage to this. How would you do it? You would do this again, right? Now I am going to actually invoke one of our NLP bots. So here we are actually invoking our NLP bot, and you see the format here. It's always the name of the bot and the parameters. So let us save this and execute it. It completed it. Now you can always do the inspect, right? So inspect is the capability where it will help you to debug the pipelines when they are executing or even after they are done with the execution. So here you can see that what was the output, and if you want to see data, you get data, right? It has identified certain keywords like VMware, virtual machines, Windows patch, and so on. If you want to see the data at any stage, let's say when you added the row, what was the data, right? So this was the query and there was no data in it. And what was the input for the extract keywords? Yeah, the input to the extract keywords was this, right? So you can select any stage and then see what was the input for that stage. You can also do some formatting. If you click on format, it's going to adjust the formatting of it. You can also do verify. If anytime you are in doubt or you have a question whether the format is correct or not, syntax, then you can click on verify. Sometimes you can say show YAML. It can show you the YAML configuration, the equivalent YAML configuration for that same pipeline. Now, let us actually store these results in a temporary data set. I'm going to set dm save name RDA demo NLP output. Okay, save. Okay, so then now the results are actually saved in a RDA this data set actually. Okay, which you can recall in other pipelines, but I'll tell you where we are going to use it. You can also search for a keyword across all the pipelines. Say for example, if I want to search for Slack keyword, it will show you all the pipelines that are using that keyword. Then you can select the pipeline, copy paste the name of the pipeline, and then you will see the keyword that you are looking for. Another very important task that you can do is do pipeline tracing. That will help you in understanding the lineage of data, how it traversed from a source to a data set to a destination. So you can select this task, explore pipeline traces, and then you can select a layout. We have a couple of different layouts. You can search by timestamp. Let's say we select like last 1 hour and then refresh, right? It is then highlighting the things that we did, right? So remember, this actually indicates that this is a, you can click on it, that's actually a pipeline. All the pipelines are represented with square boxes, and when you click on this one, this is actually a data set, and this pipeline wrote it to this data set. And when you click on it, it will show you the metadata here. And and this is an integration bot. This pipeline use this integration bot, right? NLP bot. And you can also uh, select a different layout, and it is highlighting this layout. So there are different layouts that you can select and see the same the tracing data in a different visualization. Now the last thing that I want to show is the solution packages. Essentially, solution packages are a self-contained bundle of pipelines, datasets, configurations, and format templates. Using solution packages, you can package some of these artifacts and then share it with your colleagues or your customers, share across multiple AOps Studio instances, right? So here what we are going to do is we will export the pipeline that we ordered just now and also the dataset. Let us give it a name. Okay. And here we said demo, right? And I think this is the workflow that we did. So I'm going to select that pipeline, and we also did the same thing here. RDA demo NLP output. If you want any configurations or templates, you can also select them. But for this demo purpose, I'm only selecting these two. And you need to specify a password. I'm going to give a password and export this to a file. It's already exported and it is ready to go. So here, see here, it is exported. You can download it. I'm going to download into my local directory. I'm going to use another AIOps Studio instance and I will try to import the solution package into that instance. So first I will try to upload the exported file into this. So here I already have the solution package. What you do, you say copy path, right click on it and copy path. Then then you open up the launcher, ignore the warning message, and you give this path that you just copied and then give the password. Okay, so now it is showing you the content, the pipelines. We had one pipeline, it has already selected it. Sometimes if it is an existing pipeline, it won't select it automatically. And this data set. So both are already selected and I'm going to say import selected and import is complete now. So now if you go back and say edit pipeline, you should see this RDA demo NLP test, which is what we exported from the other system, and then you can execute it. You will also have this data set as well, and you can use this helper. See, you have the data set also. Okay, that concludes the quick overview of the AOps Studio user interface.